Hello everyone, and in this video we'll be learning about velocities but in the polar coordinate system. So let us start off with the polar coordinate system. I've explained this coordinate system in one of my previous videos on different coordinate systems, so you should definitely check this out before watching this video. Link is in the description. Now let us come back to this diagram. So this is our standard Cartesian coordinate system, x-axis, y-axis, and we start off the polar coordinate system by defining this vector. Okay, this r vector. This is this vector, see, represents the position of any particle. Let's call it particle A, and it's called the position vector of the particle. So it has a magnitude of r, and this is the r cap direction. Okay, and r is the distance from the origin. And then the next thing in this system is theta. It tells you how inclined you are. So this is r cap, and this is r cap, the increasing direction of r, and this is theta cap, the increasing direction of theta. So if you move in this direction, your theta will increase. And let us say these are the coordinates of particle A. Since this r vector can be used to define the position of this point A in the entire plane, this r vector, okay, is known as the position vector. And if two particles are at different positions, then they will have the different position vectors. For example, if you have a particle that's here, so this is how its position vector will look like. Let me call this particle B, and this will be its position vector, okay, RB. And just like any vector, the position vector is given as r equal to r times r cap, position vector, the vector itself, the magnitude times the unit vector in increasing r direction, this thing right over here. Now is one important part. Two points can have the same distance from the origin, but they can be different vectors, they can be at different positions. For example, let me take this point particle A, okay, particle, let me call as P, and this is its position vector, particle P, and this is the angle it makes with the x-axis. Now what I can do is make a circle like this, and then draw this vector, and these two vectors have the same magnitude. This is constant for particle P and particle Q because they lie on a circle, and this is the center of the circle, so the two radii are the same, therefore the distance from the origin are the same. But what difference it makes, the thing that makes a difference is this r cap vector. So r cap vector for particle P will look something like this, but the r cap vector for particle Q will look like this. So r cap vector changes as you move on the plane. So basically changes with the angle you make with the x-axis, and as I've derived in my video on polar coordinates, this is how it changes. Okay, so r cap vector is cos theta I cap plus sin theta j cap, okay, where I cap is the unit vector in x direction, x-axis, and j cap is the unit vector on the y-axis. So now that we are done defining the position vector, we can start defining our velocity. Okay, and our velocity is defined as the rate of change of position vector with respect to time. So how does your position vector change with respect to time? Now this position vector can be written as r times r cap, so d by dt of r cap. Now here's the important part. If your particle, let's say this particle is moving in this plane, okay, let us say it does something like this. Alright, so the distance from the origin, this r, it changes with time, therefore r is also a function of time. And since at different points you have different r cap vectors in this direction, this one has in this direction, this one has in it's sort of this direction, and this one at this point it has something in this direction. So since your r cap vector changes with time, this r cap is also a function of time. So we will be using the product rule to differentiate this expression. We cannot pull anything out of this differentiation yet. So what does the product rule say? Keep the first function constant, differentiate the second, and then keep the second function constant and differentiate the first. Alright, now we are calling this dr by dt, okay, as r dot. We'll be just it's just a convention, okay. We are not really doing something new here. It's because of simplicity. You will see why. All right, and now let's differentiate this expression d by dt of r cap. So what is r cap? I'll just use this expression, plug it in differentiation. So we get d by dt of cos theta I cap plus sin theta j cap. Okay, and just open the differentiation. D by dt cos theta I cap. I cap is constant, it goes out of the differentiation, so this is what we are doing, plus d by dt of sin theta j cap. Now what you might think that the only functions that we are dealing with is cos and sin, and since they have theta in them, not t, therefore we can move cos out of this differentiation. That is wrong. Okay, why? Because as you are moving, your theta, the angle which you make with the x-axis, is also changing. So theta is also a function of time. It's not something that is constant. Therefore cos theta is also a function of time, and sin theta also. So how you will differentiate is, you will differentiate using the chain rule. So d cos theta by d theta times d theta by dt, okay, this one in I cap, plus similarly d sin theta by d theta times d theta by dt j cap. And again, just like we have defined, we have just changed our notation from dr by dt to r dot. We'll be using theta dot instead of d theta by dt. It's just a notation, just change of a notation. So we can take theta dot common from these two terms, and we are left with sin theta I cap, minus sin theta I cap plus cos theta j cap times theta dot. Remember, we pulled out d theta by dt common, and yes, this should look familiar because this is nothing but the expression for theta cap, minus sin theta I cap plus cos theta j cap minus sin theta I cap plus cos theta j cap. Now this gives us a very important relation, that d by dt of r cap, how does a unit vector changes with respect to time, is theta dot theta cap. Okay, this is equal to theta cap times theta dot. Now we'll just plug this in right here. Okay, so what we get is r, replace dr cap by dt with theta dot theta cap plus we are replacing dr by dt with r dot r cap, and this is our expression for velocity. So we can write a velocity in polar coordinates as r dot r cap plus r theta dot theta cap. Now what this means is that if you have a particle and it's having some velocity, alright, you can resolve its velocity into two components. One along this radial direction, okay, in this direction. Say you have, say your particle at some instant is moving like this. This is its velocity vector. Then you can resolve it up on the r unit vector r and the unit vector theta. You will get two components. So the component along r is how does distance from the origin change with respect to time, r dot, and the component along theta cap, which is perpendicular to r cap, is r times theta dot. How does your r, the distance from the origin, multiplied by d theta by dt, how does your angle change with respect to time? So in this video I showed you the formula for velocity in polar coordinates. In the next video I'll be showing you the formula for acceleration in polar coordinate system. Thank you.